Still a long way away from the AFL game tonight. It's Host plus SANFL League action on SANFL now, afl.com.au, and of course the AFL app. Strawn couldn't win that one down. Berry. Moore wrapped up by the aforementioned Berry. Port Adelaide just try and work it, but Dowling will take a mark. Just travelled the required 15. Comes grandstand side where Schoenberg is. Quick up the line to his teammate. In Taylor, it goes inside forward 50. His kick wasn't the best. Spilled through the hands. Great tackle. Somehow found its way out to Smithson. Dowling, Zust was in there. Dowling and Berry lay a good tackle. We've gone just under a minute. No score.
Notice Taylor looking early for Chris Burgess. He's kicked 7 goals in the last 2 weeks. He's been in red-hot form. They want to get it in his hands early.
Bit of Stacks on the mill. Spills out the back. Berry is able to extract it off to Strawn. Fumbled at a vital time. Moore comes in. We mentioned tackling pre-game. He gets one pretty much straight away. We'll do it all again. So Strawn could have been held by Vicentini and was. Vicentini almost got under the ball. May have caught one high himself, but Kieran Strawn will go back and have a shot from 50 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
Vicentini's going to be up against it tonight. Strawn, obviously a very, very capable ruckman, probably one of the premier rucks in the last 3 years or so in this SANFL comp. Vicentini also number 1 for frees against in the competition at the moment. He'll need to watch himself tonight.
Yeah, hit the scoreboard this year, 9-10 last year. That looks pretty good off the boot. Jack, how does it sit? Does it have the distance? It does. Strawn opens the account for the Adelaide Crows. He gets there first, just a minute and a half into the contest. It was from a free kick, but you've got to take your chances. And who supports community footy in SA? Amy does.
Super work there by Kieran Strawn. Obviously, he had the ground ball before, a little bit fumbly early in the match. Moore gets him in the tackle, but then from that stoppage, as I said, just a ruckman with really good ruck craft. He's been probably the premier ruckman for the last 3 years, himself and Harry Boyd in this comp. And like I touched on, Vicentini, obviously, with Ivan Soldo going out injured, Jordan Sweet's gone up, so he's going to have to shoulder a lot of the load tonight like he did last week. It's a really big challenge for him, but we just saw him there probably catching himself out a little bit with his position, getting himself tangled up, gives away the free, but an excellent finish to Kieran Strawn. Adelaide red hot early with the first major.
Well, on average, Strawn 13 more hit-outs a game than Vicentini. Sweet better than all of them, an extra 10 on top, but not playing. Vicentini winning down. In heart of the contest was Sin. He wraps up Strawn. We'll have another ball up just inside the centre square. Thrown aloft. Vicentini down Berry. Wrapped up by Turner, who got it out towards Taylor. It's been a little bit busy early on. Chip kick over the top finds Schoenberg. He can go towards the hot spot, trying to get out the back and get rid of his opponent. Does extremely well. Simple marks taken, 15 metres out, almost directly in front of goal. It'll be on a 45-degree angle, I think. He's trying to get a bit more bang for his buck, is the young Lockie Gallant. He's a big in for this side this week.
Love that by Harry Schoenberg. That's his 3rd touch already. He's started the game really well. He had Murray, who was leading at him, but I like the option. He went the longer one to Gallant, had his opponent caught out. Very nice body work and able to take a really strong mark. Only 20 or so metres out, 45-degree angle. This should put Adelaide second through on the board here. Gallant, very capable forward.
So Lockie Gallant, 2-3 this year at SANFL level, 42-23 last year. To make it 2 in a matter of 4 minutes here at Adelaide Oval. Gallant kicks the Sharon beautifully straight through the middle. It's a major. Adelaide 2 straight 12. Port Adelaide yet to score and yet to even go forward of centre pretty much. It's been the Crows able to just push it through.
So touched on before, Harry Schoenberg last week against the Roosters. 23 touches, 8 tackles, 7 clearances. We know he'd had that Achilles injury that he was working his way back from. Saw him the week previous to that against Glenelg. He looked a little rusty, probably a little out of touch as well, in a side that got well beaten in the end, but he looks right on tonight. He started very well. Berry obviously back in the middle. Taylor starting in there as well. He's surely going to get a little bit of attention. Zust is on him at the moment, but he started really well for the Crows, like you said, Tom, driving the ball in, really locking it in their front half. All the scoring at the Crows' end.
Strawn and Vicentini. Pretty much a stalemate. Spills down to the feet of Zust. Trapped up by Berry. Taylor able to extract it out. Vicentini can now go forward for the first time for the Magpies. Fist from Scully. Wiedemann in hard. Could have been taken high. Scully somehow flicked it out towards a teammate in Charleston who would have been held without the footy. Free kick going the way of Port Adelaide. 48 metres out on that 45-degree angle.
A little bit sloppy by Ryan. In the end, just held it too long. Was probably going to be in the back. Take your pick, either or. But as you touched on there, Tom, Lockie Charleston still testing him. He'll kick from just inside 50. Not sure if he's going to have the trip. They're getting back, as you mentioned, pre-broadcast, so no breeze really to speak of. Very nice conditions tonight for the SANFL.
So Charleston, 4-2 so far this year. From the Great Western Victoria Rebels, goes towards the hot spot. Snap around the corner was from Zust. It's a minor score. 2 straight 12 plays, 1 behind. We've gone 5.5 minutes on SANFL now. Adelaide bring it back into play. Already come up to grandstand wing, just short Dowling. Over the top has Ryan. Keeps it down the wing. Superb mark from Welsh. She hasn't really got into it so far this entire season. Big stage. Towards 50. Spills through the hands. At the back, Launer. In hard at the contest was Roberts. Spills out the back now. Gallant has a teammate free at the top of the square. It's Boyle. How does it sit? Just keeps it in. Handballs backwards. Plenty of time, plenty of space, and no mistake is made from there. The Crows have their third. It is 6.5 minutes gone. The Magpies had 1 chance, but it's been all the Adelaide Crows.
Sensational finish. I think that was Charlie Edwards in the end that managed to execute there. What a great finish by him, but I'm unsure. Watching back on that replay, Boyle just had all the space in the world. He'd snuck forward. Gallant, he could have almost had a shot, but it was unselfish. Brought it back to the top of the square where Jay Boyle was sitting unopposed. Not sure. I think some of the Port mids probably caught little ball watching, hadn't followed him down. Gets it back to Edwards. Snaps truly as well. And as you touched on, Tom, obviously Port with that entry previously, but it's been all the Crows so far. They're looking very dangerous at the moment. They're really heaping a lot of pressure onto Port. 3 early goals, as we said. Both defences not that strong at the moment this year. Real opportunity for some heavy scoring, and the Crows have started that well.
The Crows can get back to some of their 2023 form. They'll be very happy. Vicentini, Turner. Now the Magpies can look to go inside forward, 50 up towards Scully. Good fist over the top from Borlace. That could be holding the ball when it is. Fantastic run down tackle. Charleston, rather Anastasopoulos. They love a recruit from Victoria. Geelong goes towards 30 from home. Scully couldn't complete. Zust, he's a little goal sneak, couldn't get booed on ball that time. Smithson's able to work out. Handballing around, back to Smithson towards Hamill. He's a left footer, he's on the correct side. Up the line, backing back with the flight. Couldn't complete the mark in the end. Burgess lurking over the top of Roberts. Somehow able to extract it out. Port able to work it through hands. And go back to 30 from home where Wiedemann's up against Magin. Borlace, Magin, Anastasopoulos for company. Edwards, Strawn. Now they've got a mismatch. They can go up the line. How does it sit for Lockie Gallant? Not well, but he's able to tap it off towards Schoenberg, who on this grandstand side has Jay Boyle of Broadview topping up today, up towards Welsh. That's a very good mark. Too good for Kyle Marshall on that occasion. Tyler Welsh from Little West Torrens. Goes towards 40 from home, gets rid of his direct opponent quite comfortably, and a simple mark taken by Lockie Gallant, who's done well to work all the way back down there. He'll have a shot from 45 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
It's great work by Tyler Welsh. As you touched on, Tom, always hard coming into his first year of league footy. He's had a couple National Academy games, so he's missed a couple weeks as well. Back in tonight, but he looks good. I've seen him previously where he's played a little bit deeper, but his real strength, he's got some real pace. He's a real asset, and we just see him there twice now. He's got up the ground. That'll do his confidence a world of good, getting up on those marks. And then a really nice point kick. Gallant, as you said, had worked himself back, nearly took it unopposed in the end, and he's a chance here to kick his second. Early in this, as we've only just gone 10 minutes in this first term.
Lockie Gallant. Bolts is in. Will kick from 47. Doesn't look too pretty off the boot. Might not even make the distance. It's going to be thumped through for a minor score. It is 3-1-19. Port Adelaide 1 behind. 10 minutes gone on SANFL now.
Notice as well, Tom, with a little bit of height coming back into Port Adelaide's team this week, that the captain, Jack Madgen, for Adelaide, he's swung back. He's been playing forward the last couple of weeks. He's got the match-up on Wiedemann tonight, playing in probably what's a more accustomed defensive role for him.
So Launer up towards Cleary. And you're definitely right there, Jack. He has been forward but doesn't need to be tonight. Marshall into the middle of the ground. Had too much on it. In hard there is a Burgoyne. He's able to get it through hands to a teammate who goes up towards the arc of 50. Ball ace met it well. Scully off to Evans. Vicentini in hard. Almost too hard and was too hard. Free kick going the way of the Crows at half-back. They're going to come quickly grandstand side, well, broadcast side technically, where O'Leary has the ball up towards Welsh. Will Gallant be the next one, just like last time? Going to put it in towards 30 from home. At the back of the pack, couldn't be completed by Burgess. Whistle's gone. Free kick, which way? Be a Port Adelaide free kick by the looks. So Josh Sin in the back pocket for the Magpies. Left boot up the line. Almost looked a bit lazy. Mark taken by Turner. Comes quickly inboard. Launer. Was he off? He was. Play on. Backwards towards Roberts. Takes it on the second time of asking. And the first time Port Adelaide have been able to really slow it up for a little bit, as they now quickly work it towards the outer side. Through the hands of Scully. Immediately wrapped up was Charlson by Edwards. Little ball up on the outer side.
Loving ball ace at the moment, Tom. He's obviously come back from the AFL this week, playing on Tom Scully. He's playing really assertive, aggressive in his defensive position. He's got the take on him at the moment.
Lorenz could have been pushed in the back and was. So free kick going to the youngster. Goes short inboard. Port Adelaide really struggling. Back to Lorenz on the left boot. Towards 40 from home. Wiedemann having a fly. Couldn't complete. Front and centre. Kick off. Kick now towards goal. Offline. Minor score. It is 3-1-19. Plays 2 behinds. 12.5 minutes gone on SANFL now. AFL.com.au and the AFL app.
Probably just see a bit of the contrast in play styles at the moment. Adelaide probably almost opposite what they've been doing the last few weeks, but starting this game early, switching the ball, moving it, putting some real speed on it. Port look a bit sluggish and slow with their ball movement, always long, always to the contest at the moment. They need to take advantage of the expenses at Adelaide.
Speaking of taking advantage, it's Lockie Murphy running down the outer side here at Adelaide Oval. Left boot going towards the Gallant direction. Did well to get rid of his opponent. Can't get past Sin though. Handball backwards towards Welsh. Can he kick his first goal in league footy? He can't. It's a minor score. 3-2-20, plays 2 behinds. Port Adelaide will bring it back into play. It's 18 points of margin, 13 minutes gone. Adelaide have had a lot more chances. As Port go up towards Vicentini. Scully was lurking as well. Turner. Handball's off. Now in the hands of Cheeseman. Just going to put it long, but it's only ball ace there. Does have Roberts for company. But he's played some AFL footy. He's able to handball it off towards Murphy, who in turn has plenty of space himself. Hummel is over the top. Short up the line. Simple mark taken by Jay Boyle. Handball's off into a bit of danger. Probably didn't need to do that. It might work out fortuitously nonetheless. Oh, the fend off the don't argue. Kick inside forward 50. Gallant at the back takes a strong mark. Just read that better than anybody else on the field. Mark taken 15 metres out on a 45-degree angle. I feel like all of these shots have been on a 45-degree angle, Jack.
Yeah, absolutely, Tom. I feel like a bit of a broken record at the moment, but don't the Crows look good with some of their ball movement, really taking it on. Hamill, another one of those players back in, just gives them a bit of composure off the back. Lockie Murphy, I've really liked it. They're just generating some run and carry. We mentioned how big Adelaide Oval is. It's nice and wide. Looks like Adelaide are playing with 2 extra at the moment. They're taking it on, running. Port have been quite stagnant, and as a result, they're getting it to one-on-ones, and Gallant, he's just taking advantage of it. One-on-ones, he's got really sticky hands. Chance here to kick his second for this first term.
One of these players that's probably too good for SANFL level, but it's a tough forward line to crack into. Gallant makes no mistake from 15 metres out. It's a major. Adelaide have gone to 4-2-24. 4-2-24, I can't. 4-2-26, Jack. Port Adelaide, 2 behinds. 15 minutes gone on SANFL now. AFL.com.au and, of course, the AFL app. And, as just mentioned, sticky hands and just read it better than anybody else. Brilliant mark, brilliant goal.
He's done really well, hasn't he, Gallant, early in this term. I've loved Tyler Welsh as well. He's been getting up the ground. He's been really active. They've had some great players at the moment in their forward 50, the Crows. They've been active, they've been on the move, they've been getting the ball in quick. Just having a look, though, at some of the stats, really, Crows controlling 60% of the possession at the moment. Port just can't get their hands on the ball. They've only had 6 tackles so far as well. They're not really building any pressure on the Crows. They're doing as they like. Hamish Hartlett, there'll be a couple red flags going off in his coach's box. He'd want to make a couple of changes here, get Port back on an even ledger.
So Murray into the ruck. Port will get the clearance this time towards Anastasopoulos. Fist from Ryan. Ferrari lurking. Schoenberg in there as well. They want holding the ball. Umpire's circling himself. They were almost going to get it, but it spilled out, and we'll have a ball up just outside the arc of 50. You mentioned how much ball Adelaide are getting. 7 of the top 8 disposal getters, Adelaide players. Murray was affected out of the contest. Finlayson, Zust. Trying to get around his direct opponent now, couldn't. Backwards to go forwards. The first time the Crows been under any pressure. Kick off the ground, and was that below the knee? It was. Free kick Adelaide. So very unlucky off the knee of Tom Scully. Or off below the knee of Tom Scully, I should say.
Bit of a funny one, Tom. I reckon that was his own teammate that just absolutely launched that into his shin. But you caught it well there, Tom. Finlayson, he got that centre clearance before. Hadn't called his name before that 15-minute mark, but he's obviously gone in the ruck, trying to inject him into the game a bit, get him around the footy. We know how versatile he is, athletic player. Porter want him getting his hands on the footy, creating some chances.
So Hugh Bond will take the relieving free kick. It was a kick straight into the big man's shin. Up the line, Moore had a fly, kick around the corner, up towards Anastasopoulos. Tackled by Ryan, could be holding the ball and will be. Almost a gang tackle in the end. With O'Leary as well. But it'll be Ryan to take the free kick. 4-2-26 plays 2 behinds. Work themselves into a little bit of trouble. Good little kick up the line. Handballs off quickly. The Crows can run grandstand side up towards Murray. Finlayson a long way from home from where he'd want to be, but it's been all the Crows so far. Toby Murray back in board. Kick is dangerous. Cut off by Anastasopoulos. Lorenz goes onto the left boot towards Scully. Couldn't complete the mark. Anastasopoulos picks it up, tackled immediately. And we'll have a ball up 30 out from home. 17, almost 18 minutes gone on SANFL now. AFL.com.au and, of course, the AFL app.
It was well done by Borlase. He had the one-on-one against Scully. A really bad turnover from Tahana going inside, biting off a little bit more than he could chew. Adelaide are relieving there that they saved the day. No score conceded.
Berry will collect this one. Handballs up towards Schoenberg, who had the line to contend with, as well as Will Ferrari. We have a ball in.
You can just see the intention, Tom. Every time the Crows get the ball in their back half still, they're looking to give it to the runners. They're looking to inject. They're looking to put some speed on the ball. They've looked a lot more threatening already early in this first term. Other weeks, they've been really slow starters. Here you can tell it's a deliberate effort to get the ball in their forward half as quick as they can.
They're trying to move it as quick as they can, as you said. Murray went towards Dowling. Now the footy will find it with the aforementioned. Zus comes in and wraps him up. No prior for mine. It'll be a ball up just inside the centre square. Almost 19 gone now. So Finlayson into the middle to do some ruck work. Gets rid of Murray, puts it onto the favoured left boot. Going towards Scully, who went in hard and crashed the pack. Charleston able to do some party tricks. Will's back onto the right boot. Can he kick Port's first? He can't. It's a minor score. They've kicked 3 behinds. So it's 4-2-26. Plays 3 behind. Scully is still down. He went in really hard at the contest. May have collected heads. Not sure, we'll keep an eye on it, but we don't like to see that at all.
It's a really big contest, wasn't it? It was well read by Charleston off hands, but only able to kick his second behind of the quarter. He's looked dangerous, though, for Port going forward, getting himself front and square. Tom Mulder's a bit of a break. Just looking at some of the stat getters. Zach Taylor, he's been super for the Crows early. He's had the 7 touches. Charlie Edwards, he's had the 6 touches. He's kicked that really nice goal as well. Early in term and Gallant, he's had 5 touches and kicked 2 majors. For Port Adelaide, it's been Cody Zust He's had 6 touches early. Aidan Turner's had the 5, and Will Lorenz has had 4 to be the leading ball winners for the Magpies.
So young Tom Scully will come from the ground. He's actually the only Port player to play all games since 2023 at this level. Drafted out of West Adelaide, kicked the 50 goals in his under-18 season, just the 14 games. Adelaide bring it up towards Murray. Fly over the top from Strawn. Probably spoiled his teammate. Boyle tries to bustle his way through. And I think that's how the umpire will see it to be holding the ball. Free kick going the way of Tom Cleary. And it's still very stagnant in attack. I'm not sure if you're able to see it on the broadcast at home. He has to just go short to Finlayson. There is absolutely no movement at all, Jack.
Very stagnant up forward. Obviously, Finlayson now has the ball high. He'd be preferring to be the marking option as he goes inside 50 now.
Towards Vicentini, who put the hands up. Francis Evans, goal sneak. Was he taken high? Handball out to Zeus. Another one is a goal sneak and couldn't get booed on ball. Moore lays a good tackle. We mentioned his tackling prowess.
The real difference between the two teams at the moment, though, Tom, as you said, Port, they just look stagnant, not too many options, there's not much movement. The Crows, the opposite of that, they're really getting on the fly, really moving around, isolating their forwards.
Boyle, Berry, Strawn, up the line, Sin intercepts. Kicked a goal from a similar position at Waikerie a few weeks back, probably a bit further out today. Short little kick to Wiedemann, rather Cleary. Play on quickly, have a shot towards the top of the square. Off hands of Imagine. The skipper does well to just put it through for a minor score. It's their 4th minor. 4-2-26, plays 4 behinds. 21.5 minutes gone on SANFL now.
Really nice by Jack Madgen. That was smart. Obviously the contest in the square, flicked it over the back. As you touched on there, Tom, Port, only the 4 behinds for the quarter. Adelaide with a 22-point lead at the moment. Just look like the dominating team on the ground.
Ryan, up towards Murray. Did Finlayson push him? He did. Jeremy's not happy, but umpire makes the final call. So Toby Murray. Keeps it wide, goes long, fly. Gallant couldn't complete. Hits the deck, and we will have a ball up pretty much directly in front of our SANFL now commentary position. The broadcast box furthest to the southern end here on the broadcast side. Schoenberg able to fend off. Handballs backwards towards Boyle. Usually uses well. On cue, probably doesn't that time. Spills through the hands. Moore able to work it. Up the line, intercept. Schoenberg plays on quickly. Goes towards the pocket. Murray couldn't complete the mark. Welsh from the boundary. If it has the distance, it might go through. Mark will be taken by Gallant on the line. Right decision from Lockie Gallant, I believe. Probably didn't really know how it could have bounced if it did. But Welsh, brilliant just to get the ball forward. And a simple shot will take place from directly in front of goal.
That was an unbelievable shot, Tom. I was almost hoping Gallant was going to let that go because that would have been goal of the year if that had gone through. I think a little bit unintentional there from Welsh, but Gallant is just in the top of the square, going to kick his 3rd for the quarter. The Crows have just been dominating this match so far.
Gallant puts it straight through the middle, and you absolutely right, Jack. Absolutely dominating. It is his 3rd in the first quarter. It's the Crows' 5th. 5-2-32. Port Adelaide 4 behinds. 23.5 minutes gone. And yeah, Welsh is trying to get booed on ball, but Gallant probably takes the mark on replay about 2 metres out. So I think it might have bounced, and with our footy, we don't know how it would have went. So the correct decision, make it a certain goal. And who supports community footy in SA? Amy does. Big supporters. They're enjoying this at the moment. High-scoring footy.
Tom, it's interesting at the moment. Clearances are 6 apiece, but it feels like Port are getting dominated on the inside. Adelaide, Schoenberg in particular around the footy. Dowling's been good early. Zach Taylor feels like they've got all the run of the play. They're generating all the forward half momentum for the Crows.
Strawn, tap down now with Schoenberg. Back to Strawn. Goes towards true centre-half forward, running at it. It couldn't complete the mark with Burgess. He did well. Handballs back towards Schoenberg, who's working really hard. Kick inside forward 50's intercepted. And Josh Sin has his skipper Nick Moore short. Ignores and just has to go long. Pack flies. Ryan at the back, ball lace. Handballs off now with Jay Boyle. Too much on it. Handballs inside towards Edwards. Off towards Hamill. Finlayson chasing down. Going towards the outer side here. Gallagher, the Irishman, did well. Got rid of his opponent for the time being. That was the youngster down there in Burgoyne, who did well himself in the end. Was able to just corral Gallagher and get a stoppage, and players coming from everywhere to let him know. Did a very good job. Thrown up. Vicentini. Wins down. Could have been taken high. It'll be a free kick to Port Adelaide. Going the way of Cheeseman.
Won the free kick, Cheeseman. 25 minutes gone. Port won't want to concede another score for this quarter. Only the 4 behinds have kicked so far. As it's forced there, bit of a careless kick forced over for a stoppage. Tom, but at the moment, the Crows, they lead by 28 points. Port won't want this margin blowing out anymore in this first term.
No, they won't. It's 28 points. We've gone 25 and a half minutes. Port Adelaide winless. Adelaide just the 1 win down at Noarlunga in round 1. Strawn went in hard, but fair, says the umpire. Stacks on the mill. Stand up, Stacks on the mill. And we'll have a ball up. Another stoppage.
Just looking to the left of the broadcast, Tom, that Crows, they've got a spare. Ryan's a spare for them in defence at the moment. That looks like they're bottling up for this last couple of minutes in this quarter, not wanting to concede the lead that they hold at the moment.
Well, Port Adelaide will have an opportunity. 26 gone. Nick Moore. A little bit of a lazy kick, but finds Cleary nonetheless. He in turn goes over the top. Moore will get it back. Able to run to 70 from home. Kick intended for Finlayson, I think, over the head. Scully back on the ground. That's good to see. Ryan handballs off towards Bond. Charleston, how does it sit? Gets a handball away. Kick around the corner. And that's Port Adelaide's first of the game. 1-4-10. Adelaide 5-32. And the Magpies are on the board late in time on.
What a nice finish by Finlayson there on his preferred left foot. A nice snap, and as you touched on, Tom, gets their first major for the quarter, but how much better was that by Nick Moore in the middle? Had the free kick at the back, kicked it to Cleary, followed up his work, got a handball receive, and just by generating that run, creating a little bit of chaos, able to get it inside, isolate it to one-on-ones. It's something Port haven't had at the moment. Moore's had a really quiet first term, but that was a brilliant bit of play by him there. Can that inject, give them a little bit of life, give them a bit of momentum going into the end of this first term, into the start of the second quarter as well?
It's back to 22, 27 and a half gone. Had the 6 goals kicked, so expect a 28, 29 minute quarter. Strawn wins down. Cheeseman. Dowling, haven't called his name much, off towards Schoenberg, who gives the don't argue. Handball off towards Edwards. Big handball in the middle of the ground, that was dangerous. Cheeseman goes to tackle on Boyle, he gets away from 1-2 somehow. Well done, Jay Boyle. Going towards hotspot 30 from home, Mark will be taken Burgess. So for all of Port Adelaide's hard work to get one, Jay Boyle evades 2 tacklers in the middle of Adelaide Oval, and Chris Burgess from Gold Coast, and originally West Adelaide, will have a shot. 40 metres out, directly in front of goal, and he'll make no mistake from there. He kicks his first as the siren sounds. It is 6-2-38. Port Adelaide 1-4-10. Your goal kickers quickly. Gallant has 3. Burgess, Edwards and Strawn with 1 apiece, while for Port Adelaide, Finlayson got their only goal. It is a 28-point margin here at quarter time on SANFL now. Tom Eglinton and Jack Harneth.
Majors already in the first term. For Port Adelaide, though, it's probably been few and far between, but their leading ball getter, Zust, at the moment, he's had 7 disposals. Josh Sin, he started to get himself into the game. He's had 5, and Aidan Turner has had the 5 touches as well, but probably too few at the moment, doing too much for Port, carrying the load.
Back into the middle. Start of the second quarter. Strawn and Vicentini. Berry handballs off towards Schoenberg, and it's normal service resuming for the Crows. 1, 2, 3 bounces. Has a shot from 50. How does it sit? Gallant takes a mark. So another one that plausibly the big full forward could have let go through, but he takes a mark overhead, and he will have an opportunity for his 4th. And the Crows 7th.
Just the usual suspects once again. Schoenberg bursting out of the stoppage. Looks so good. He couldn't leave that one, Glenn. He had to take that opposed to Marshall's sensational mark. And just kicks his 4th for the game as well. He is on fire. You can see he's full of confidence. He's playing out of his skin tonight, Lockie Glenn.
Brilliant work from Lockie Glant. Strong overhead mark. Made no mistake from the top of the goal square. His fourth. Adelaide are now 7-2-44. Port 1-4-10. It is out to a 34-point margin. And we mentioned Adelaide able to just go so freely inside forward 50. It wasn't necessarily an overly set play. Schoenberg has a couple of bounces and just puts it to the hot spot or has a shot from 55, whichever way you look at it. And your big forward's able to get the hands up, get rid of Marshall and take a brilliant mark. You won't see many better marks than that, reaching back over his head.
It was a great contest. He started the game really well, Lockie Glant. He's giving Port defenders an absolute handful to deal with.
Vicentini to Moore. Could have been held without the footy. Was free kick Nick Moore, the Port skipper. They can go inside forward 50. As we mentioned, they were leading that count, and they'll be leading it again after this one. Spills out the back. Charleston, Berry. Someone in the crowd once holding the ball. Wasn't given. Imagine out towards Hamill. He's a left footer. Just be holding the ball now. Whistle's gone. Free kick, Jeremy Finlayson. Brilliant tackle. He has an opportunity for his second and Port's second after his suspension. He's found himself back into the SANFL.
It was a great chase down, wasn't it, Tom? As we said, Port really for their forwards, even though we touched on that the inside 50s were even at quarter time, it just feels like Port's forward have been starved of good opportunities, and Finlayson good enough there to really create something out of nothing. Run down tackle on Hamill, who is not slow by any means. Hamill very good half back, but Finlayson wins himself, and this could be an early reply for Port, one that they probably desperately need in this match.
Well, it's 34 points. This will put it back to 28. Finlayson on the left boot, leans back on it a bit. I think it's going across the face. Just sneaks through for a minor score. It is 1-5-11 and plays 7-2-44. It is a 33-point margin on SANFL now. It's been brought back into play, and Ryan in the back pocket. Crows probably stagnant for the first time. Dangerous kick into the middle of the ground. Schoenberg goes towards the outer side where Borlace has time, and Dowling over the top. Goes longer than him. Oh, fantastic mark. Brilliant work. Chris Burgess starting to work himself into the game. Probably hasn't had the opportunities. Lockie Glant starved it from him up the line. Murray couldn't complete. Murphy lays a good tackle. Just tries to wrestle it away from Josh Sin. Couldn't. We'll have a ball up just inside the arc of 50.
Man, sensational again by the Crows. Great mark by Chris Burgess. They look like they're playing. They're full of confidence at the moment. Another inside 50. They want to try and capitalise here.
Berry tackled by Turner, out of play. And we'll have a ball back into the field of play. Quick mention of the umpires: David Soberage, Aaron Bennett and Jack Miller. The field umpires: Boundary, Fraser Town, Benjamin B. Williams, James Sutton and Elliot Raymond. In goal, Michael Lombardi and Thomas Mayo. Crows able to bring it out towards Strawn. Over the top, Murphy's wrapped up immediately by Zust. No prior. Ball up. So a few stoppages in a row where Port have actually been able to stem any sort of flow the Crows have had. Sin. High up and under, kick back with a flight. Burgess takes a good mark. He'll have an opportunity. 50 metres out, almost directly in front of goal here at the Adelaide Oval. Host plus SANFL League action on SANFL now, afl.com.au, and of course the AFL app.
It's great work then by Lockie Murphy. He was around the stoppage. Sin got his hands on it, but tackled immediately, forced a haphazard kick in. Chris Burgess, right spot, right time. Chance here to kick a major.
Burgess, that looks pretty good. It's a goal. The Crows have their 8th now. 8-2-50, plays 1-5-11. The Crows are out to a 39-point lead. And Chris Burgess joining in the fun. He now has 2 to go with Lockie Gallant's 4.
I think Hamish Hartlett, he's coaching from the bench tonight. I reckon there'll be an air of frustration because Crows at times almost doing as they will in this match. They've started the second term exactly like they did the first. Schoenberg's been prolific in the middle especially. Their forwards, you can just tell they're playing with confidence at the moment. Chris Burgess, Gallant, they're taking marks, getting up the ground. Really a handful for some of the Port defenders. Port need something. They need a bit of a spark here in the middle. Get themselves going forward, get some pressure, get some forward momentum, build some stoppage in their front half. Try and turn this tide a little bit.
39 points is the margin. 5.5 minutes gone. Strawn down towards Taylor, who's able to break free. Up towards 40 from home, and geez, the Crows are playing some good football at the moment. Burgess again. A two-time Jim Frosty Miller medalist in the VFL. It's a leading goal kicker, so the Ken Farmer equivalent for those unaware, including a 2023 premiership with Gold Coast's VFL reserve side. Now with Adelaide, former Blood and Flinders Park player. Pretty similar to before. We'll kick from 50. This time I build him up, Jack, and he just slides it to the right. It's a minor score.
The old commentator's curse, Tom, but he's looking great tonight again. Burgess has touched on before the match. 7 goals in the last 2 weeks. He's already kicked the 2 majors tonight. I think Hamish Hartlett, though, he'd be frustrated. They're just walking out of stoppage at the moment. The Crows. Port look too easy to play against.
The Crows, speaking of walking out of stoppage, Berry was almost able to do that. He just got the handball away before a tackle was laid, and we'll have a ball up about 15 metres outside the arc of 50 for the Crows attack. Strawn, Vicentini wins this one down. Sin, not sure if he's been moved in the middle or just on that occasion. Borlace has been mopping up all day and had Scully's number for the most part. Strawn, free kick to Vicentini, I think, and it will be. So, free kick to Dante Vicentini on the half-back flank. Has options sideways. Will use, not 15, play on towards Sin, who works up the line towards Scully. Borlace and him were holding each other. Umpire said play on. Tap down to Edwards. Vicentini back with the flight, couldn't complete it. Welsh was lurking. Launer to Sin, got around one, couldn't get around Smithson towards Walsh. Ball's hit the deck there, that could be holding the ball. And will be. I think throw was the signal in the end, but it's a free kick to the Crows. You can work it quickly to Lockie Murphy. 53 from home. Moves onto his left boot and goes towards the top of the square. It's been good for Adelaide's forwards all day so far. Didn't work out on that occasion. Port will clear up the line. Ryan couldn't complete. Spills in the hands of Murphy. Has a second opportunity, and he'd like a third. That wasn't his best effort from Lockie Murphy.
No, he puts his hands up to apologise to Smithson there. Tucked in, really tight on the arc at the junction. I would have loved to see Lockie Murphy put that to the top of the square. The Crows, they've just put so much pressure on Port again in this second term. We're 8 minutes in already. I would have loved to see him go top of the square, give their key forwards another chance to take a big grab.
Vicentini punches through Strawn. Ryan. Now Port can clear and have a bit of run. Just got a handball away, but Madgen. Brilliant work there from Harry Boyle as the ball finds its way to Lockie Murphy. Going to say he might have his third chance. Didn't that time. Escorted over the line by Kai Burgoyne. Mentioned topping up today. I think he's allowed to play 4 games, I read, in the season. So father-son out there. Eligible for father-son selection from both Hawthorn and Port, I believe. So they're trying to keep him close to home. Dowling from 45. This kid can play. Minor score.
Once again, Tom, just there at that stoppage, Dowling. He's too good a player to leave on his own like they did. Gets it, ends up having a shot and just offline in the end. But Port, no answers at the moment in the mid. They're just finding it so hard as Adelaide here look to lock the ball inside their forward 50.
They're trying really hard and playing very good football are the Crows. In the back pocket for Port Adelaide, Cleary handballs off. Burgess has Turner and 15,000 other players for company. Burgess handballs off towards Murphy, who unselfishly tries to put it towards the outer side where a simple mark will be taken. And Lockie Murphy probably within all rights to have a shot there and didn't. Hit up Lockie Gallant. And who else would it be? They try and hit up 20 metres out on a pretty tough angle. He'll be going for his 5th of the day.
It is a very tough angle, but you see a lot of the players there get to Lockie Murphy. Like you said, Tom, could have almost had a shot, probably within his rights, but I like the vision, looked up. It's still going to be a tough kick, but he's got the hot hand at the moment, Gallant. Looks like he's maybe getting some advice from someone over the fence as well. But we can see he's looking very capable at the moment. Air of confidence about it. Wouldn't be surprised if this one goes through.
So Gallant for number 5 in not even a quarter and a half. Goal umpire does not move. It's a goal for Lockie Gallant. It's his 5th. Adelaide skip away yet again. 9-4-58 plays 1-5-11. That's a 47-point margin here at Adelaide Oval. SANFL Host Plus League action. Tom Eglinton and Jack Hunneth taking you through this afternoon's twilight fixture.
Tom, just having a look, I'm trying to think where the answer is actually going to come from at the moment. Wiedemann, who played forward all of last week, he's playing down back at the moment, but Port, they've just got no answers. They are getting dominated in the midfield. Crows are running right at the moment, using overlap hand. Their pressure's so much stronger than Port's. Finlayson now is going on to the footy. Hamish Hartlett, though, would be very disappointed with what he's seen. They're easy to play against at the moment, Port, and Adelaide are taking full advantage of this. Gallant, he's been a star early in this match, 5 majors already in the first half.
Murray up against Finlayson, as you mentioned. Berry tried to bust through, but you don't get through Nick Moore too often. Third in the comp for tackles. Umpire throws it off. Finlayson and Murray didn't even really go at each other on that occasion. It's tapped down. Cody Zuss lays a good tackle. We'll do it all again.
No surprises, Thomas C. Looks like the skipper in Nick Moore. He's gone to Schoenberg. Looks like he's trying to curb his influence, lock down on him, get it back on Port's terms in the midfield.
Finlayson forward, touch play on Zakul. Will Hammer went in hard. Immediately wrapped up by Cheeseman. We will have a ball up just inside the arc of 50. Right, they just need to stop it for the time being. Just stop any sort of influence. The Crows are able to clear, but go sideways rather than long. How does it sit? Sits on a dime. Port Adelaide first on the theme through Chamberlain. We haven't called him a lot, and he's been one of their best in recent times. Finlayson taps it in front of him 2 or 3 times. Scully couldn't pick it up. Tried to lay a tackle. Port able to work it out. Running and having a shot from the boundary. Couldn't put it through. Was Roberts. Minor score. It is 1-6-12. Plays 9 for 58. It is now a 46-point margin. The Crows can bring it back into play. The last time these two sides played, similar time slot on a Saturday though, so I wouldn't have got the day off work for it. Crows by 65 points on that occasion, as they're able to work it up towards the outer side. Boyle, Wiedemann, and Ryan was met by the aforementioned Wiedemann. Everyone gets up and we'll move on with our day.
I like that with Wiedemann. Assertive defence coming up, really big fist. Keeps it locked in now in Port's half. That's what they need at the moment. They're just under pressure a bit. Some of their key backs. I like that assertive play by him. Really smart.
Port trying to twist and turn. Handball came inside. It was dangerous. O'Leary, almost a good tackle. Underground hand pass now finds its way to Moore. Murray could have taken him high. Did. Free kick Nick Moore. And a few afters, but we'll move on with it. So Moore, 60 from goal. Really unsure what to do, and it is just completely stagnant. It's just going to put it to 30 from home. Couple of flyers, whistles gone, free kick which way? Adelaide. So Adelaide out of fullback, go towards the outer side. Short little kick up towards Berry. So Sam Berry up towards Murphy, goes a bit too long for him, and Turner takes a really good mark actually. Backing back with the fight, had Burgess coming at him.
Tom, this is where I'd love to see Port transfer the ball, look to switch it. They just go long back down the line. It's all Crows there again, not generating anything as Murray comes and spoils it across out of bounds. I'd love to see Port take the game on a bit, try and switch it, change the angle, generate a bit of that overlap run. They take a nice intercept mark, but then go back to the slow, stagnant play. Gives the Crows a chance to set up defensively, get a big spoil, win a stoppage.
It's all the Crows. Murray through the hands, Finlayson, Schoenberg, Berry. Handballs off towards Murphy, back towards Berry in the 1-2. One to look for a bounce, he'll need one now. Handballs off towards Boyle. Goes towards 40 from home. Galan, I thought might have read it better than Marshall. For the first time today, Kyle Marshall's read it better. He intercepts and goes towards the outer side, where the mark's taken for Port Adelaide. Short kick inboard to Moore, who had to work hard to get there. Zust, true centre half back, goes quickly inboard to Finlayson. It's the first bit of probably good football from Port where they've hit up teammates consistently. Finlayson has an option working towards half forward. Magpies, quick inboard, Leona couldn't complete. Chamberlain, rather Charleston I should say, wrapped up, holding the ball. So Tahana, probably been unsung down back so far, goes sideways. And the Crows just kill the momentum of the Magpies.
Did really well there, Tom. Kept the pressure up, unable to take the mark, Port Adelaide, and the Crows just stick with it, win themselves a holding the ball, and as a result, now they're rebounding out of 50, going quick once again.
High up and under kick. Cleary over the top of Smithson, kills the ball dead. We'll have a ball up on the outer side. Ball in on the outer side, I should say. 58 plays 12 here, host plus SANFL League action. 16 minutes gone. I will say the Crows haven't kicked a goal for 6 minutes, so they've done something that's working. Through the hands of Berry. Port just clear. Scully and Borlace. Ryan out towards Borlace, has Scully for company, gets around him quite comfortably actually, in towards Strawn, who takes a very good outstretched mark. Into the middle of the ground, Murphy evades one, going towards the Murray direction. Cleary is close, but not close enough. Underground kick up towards Gallagher. Sin close to the boundary, handballs to Lorenz, haven't caught him a lot either. Just boots it away, Scully collects on the half volley. High up and under kick, how will it sit? Flyers, couldn't complete. Whistle's gone. Free kick for a trip, going the way of Port Adelaide. They're electing to play on quickly, trying to do what the Crows have been doing to them. Tahana over the top, rather Borlace with a good fist. Spills towards Moore, who got away from Ryan. Handball inboard, Cheeseman. Now towards Scully. And for the first time had some separation from Borlace because he followed up his earlier fist, and he'll have an opportunity to have a shot from goal from 50 metres out on just worse than probably a 45-degree angle.
I was going to say, James Borlace, he'd be filthy with that. He has outplayed Scully comprehensively in this first half. He got over with a big spoil. Port did well to mop it up, though, and then Scully gets used on the return. This is something, an understatement to say, that he probably needs for his own confidence and the team's confidence at the moment, because Port have just struggled to really get forward options going, but Scully, a very capable kicker, goal kicker, as you touched on, Tom. This is probably well within his wheelhouse.
Scully will kick from 50, right on the paint. Goal umpire does a bit of work. I think it struck the upright in the end. It's a minor score, so it is 1-7-13. The Crows are 9-4-58. It's a 45-point margin. The Crows work it straight up to half back and then a fist over the top. We'll have a ball in just inside the arc of 50 for Port Adelaide, and I really enjoyed that one. Nick Moore getting the plaudits.
Just noticed Vicentini coming back onto the ground. Finlayson, he's been in the ruck. I like it, though. I think he's adding a different dimension to their midfield at the moment. He's giving their mid something better to work with at the moment.
Schoenberg. He just looks like he has an immense amount of time at this level. Up towards the Murray direction at the back. Cleary was good. They're starting to get defence a little bit on top of Adelaide at the moment. Zust short. Cleary wants it back but won't get it. So Zust just bombs it in long. Fly from Strawn, he couldn't complete. Handball comes out now towards O'Leary, who just goes long. Murray, the intended target. Did he complete? I think he did. Somehow, some way, able to get a quick handball off towards Berry. And this is what the Crows have done brilliantly all day. It's just quick football. In towards Murphy, takes a simple mark. 30 metres out on a pretty tight angle. But he is a left footer, so it's a right side for him. Doesn't worry about what I said. Goes short. And Schoenberg.
Unselfless by Murphy. That's the second time now inside 50. Brilliant play by him to come back in. And Schoenberg, he looks electric tonight, staying involved in the game, gets it back. But how good was that there by Toby Murray out on that far side wing? Got outpointed by Tom Cleary the contest before. Tom Cleary takes a really nice mark, but takes a really big contested grab, gives it to Berry. They want to get speed on the footy. Inside 50, a shot on goal resulting.
11-11 last year at this level. And one straight this year at this level. Schoenberg kicks a goal. And we hear a spattering of applause from the fans who've come in early for their reserves game. It is 64 plays 13. That was his 14th touch. And he's got a goal now. It is 10-4, 64 plays 1-7-13. And it's 14 scoring shots to 8, Jack. So you mentioned the inside 50s. They were actually winning at quarter time. They're now currently losing that by 1, 21-20 in favour of the Crows. So it's going in there, but it's going in there quite shallow, where those entries from the Crows are penetrating and deep. And Murray off to Berry. into Murphy, and it's just pretty simplistic stuff from the Crows to get it going quick.
That's a good point, Tom. The quality of entry has been vastly different between the two teams. Schoenberg as well, he looks so good tonight. He and Gallant, best two on the ground at the moment.
Spills out from the centre stoppage. Umpire is circling, and we'll have a ball up. 10 metres closer to the broadcast wing than we were. So Strawn and Vicentini. Strawn wins down. Vicentini was clever off the ground. Handball from Dowling comes out towards Tahana. Schoenberg tries to get around 1 and 2. Does Boyle. Up the line, courageous back with the flight was Evans. Handballs off. And Port can go towards shallow 50. Spills out the back. Finlayson has a bounce. He's a left footer. He's going to go the kick around the corner. Jeremy Finlayson! That's a goal. Port Adelaide have their second finally. And it's through the man who got the first. It is 2-7-19, plays 10-4-64. I think it was Josh Sinn's kick from pretty much half back. Was able to work it well for Finlayson, who got a bit lucky but also just got rid of his direct opponent, had a bounce and settled and kicked a pretty good goal from 45.
Sensational finish there by Jeremy Finlayson. I think there was a play before that, who was it, Francis Evans? He was the one who went back. He's only had the 3 touches, but we know he's a dynamic player when he can get himself involved in the game. Went back, took a really courageous mark, gave the ball to Sin, and that looked a lot better. Sin, beautiful left foot, raking kick, and Finlayson just outpointed Madgen and Borlace on that occasion. Really strong finish and exactly what Port needed at the moment to get their 3rd goal for the match.
I think we'll need that one recalled.
2nd goal, sorry, Tom. 2 goals, 7 at the moment for Port.
He kicked a snap from 20 in the first quarter, Finlayson, then kicked that one. Strawn with a strong tackle, not letting Evans go anywhere. Just need to get some of their better ball users the ball, which they're starting to a little bit now. Taylor, Lorenz could have been held without it. Able to bustle through. Smithson, excuse me, handballs off. Port working backwards to go forward. Sin intended with a cheeky little kick. Anastasopoulos had Boyle. Evans over the top. Lorenz back towards Evans. Tried to get rid of Tahana. That could be your prior. Umpire circling. That's holding the ball. So went the don't argue to Tahana. Didn't get rid of him, and that's holding the ball.
It was a super tackle by Tahana. You could see Evans had lined him up with the fend off. Not strong enough to get rid of him. Group tackle there again by the Crows. Their contest and pressure's been excellent.
Bombs it long. No real intent there. Kick around the corner. Goes inside forward 50 from Schoenberg. How does it sit? O'Leary nearly first to the ball. Port able to work it through hands. Josh Sin. He's starting to work himself into the game a bit more. Has Turner. How does it sit for him? Probably won't catch him. He has plenty of speed. Up towards Finlayson. Couldn't get rid of Madgen. That's a good matchup. Handball over the top now. Finds its way to Finlayson. Can he kick 3 for the Magpies? How will it sit? Wrong side of the post and escorted over nonetheless by Borlace. It's a minor score. 2-8-20. Plays 10-4-64. And I'm not very good at maths, Jack, but I can say that's 44 points as the Crows bring it out towards Madgen.
Very well done, Tom. Finlayson, hasn't he injected himself into this game? He's looking very dangerous up forward. But I think it's Josh Sin for mine as well. He's looking really dangerous for Port at the moment. He started to give them a little bit of a spark off that half-back midfield. Boyle
all the way up to Murray, who takes a mark at 50. Going towards the top of the square. Oh, you wouldn't believe it. Simple Mark Burgess. And he's worked himself into the game brilliantly. Just got rid of his direct opponent. And Burgess will have an opportunity from 40 metres out.
If he kicks this, Tom, it'll be his 3rd for the match. And it'll be his 10 in the previous 3 weeks as well, if he can kick this now tonight. Crows forwards, they just look too much for Port's backs at the moment. All over them. Another really strong contested mark.
So Burgess will kick from 20. Not quite straight through the middle, but it's gone through the 2 big sticks, and that's all that matters. It is their 11th goal of the game. 11-4-70. Burgess's 3rd. Port Adelaide 2-8-20. It's now a 50-point margin here on SANFL now. And Burgess, before today, was 7 goals straight on the year, been utilised forward and back occasionally. But he's kicked 10 goals won so far for the year.
Cole Marshall, just seeing there on the replay, just twisted, caught, turned around by Burgess. Be a good experience for a young defender as well, coming up against someone. Burgess, he's played a bit of AFL, hasn't played heaps, but as you touched on, Tom, leading goal kicker in the VFL, really accomplished forward, a really strong state league player as well. He's had super last couple of weeks. He's in really strong form. It's a good learning lesson tonight for some of those young Port backs.
So we got a ball up back in the middle. 70 plays 20, 50 points to margin, 26 minutes gone. Vicentini just thumping this one away. Jay Boyle first on the scene. Anastasopoulos. Nick Moore could have got a holding the ball in there. Cheekily flicked out the back by Port Adelaide. And over the top, Boyle and Bond with a tackle, letting the ball go absolutely nowhere. Throwing aloft again. Strawn to Taylor, who just got the ball forward. Really in hard at the contest. Gallagher now wrapped up by Moore, who's able to get the handball away. Over the top was Will Ferrari. I'll get my Ferrari boys right by the end of the day. Sin, handballs backwards. Has Lorenz short, will use him. Did it travel the required 15? It did. Called to play on. Umpire will say, I didn't blow the whistle maybe quite in time, so go back and have your kick, Will Lorenz.
Really good call by the umpire there. And could have really got caught in two minds with the play on, but I think common sense prevailed.
Pick 57 in the draft, averaging 15 touches this year. Goes deep up the line. Spills out. Magin, tackled. And by circles, we'll have a ball up though. So 27 minutes gone. 70 plays 20. Host plus SANFL League action. Port able to work it. Zust just sort of spilled it. Could have got over the top of Boyle. Almost dangerous, but it'll be holding the ball. I think the umpire judging Boyle probably ducked into the tackle. And they're a lot closer than us, so...
You can hear the 30-second call from the bench. So we want to get it inside. Zust, give them a chance here.
Zust up towards 30 from home. Good mark taken. And it's Finlayson again. Whistle's gone, though. So it'll be a 25, so something after the contest. Finlayson did hit the deck, but...
I think he's called it against Smithson, Tom, for the trip after when he took the mark. He might have put his foot out and caught Finlayson as he was coming through.
Either way, Jeremy Finlayson will make this 3 goals for him and 3 goals for the Magpies. No doubt about that. Directly in front. Makes no mistake. He gets the third. His third. Port's third. It is 3-8-26, playing 11-4-70. 28.5 minutes gone on SANFL now. AFL.com.au and, of course, the AFL app. He's at 11 touches, 3 goals, 1, 3 marks. So he's working himself back into contention. Not only today, but moving forward into the AFL side. Lockie Gallant, as a great mate Phil Aspinall would say, a handful in the SANFL. He's got 5, and he's only had the 8 touches as well, so pretty good return. Well, obviously, a lot of these players trying to work themselves into the AFL side, and a couple having good showing. Schoenberg as well, had 15 in a goal. So Strawn and Vicentini. Strawn wins down. Berry collects well. He waltzes towards 80 and just bombs it long, but the siren's gone, young Sam Berry. No score, no nothing. It is half-time here on SANFL now. It is Adelaide 11-4-70. Port 3-8-26 goal kickers. Gallant with 5. Burgess with 3. Singles to Edwards, Schoenberg and Strawn. While Finlayson has all 3 for the Port Adelaide Magpies. It is the Host Plus SANFL League. It is a SANFL showdown at half-time. It is the Crows by 44 points. Up against Vicentini. Umpire taking his time. Get the bounce down correct, and it looks pretty good. Vicentini wins down, collects his own footy almost. Spills out the back, kicked off the ground by Zust. Up towards now Gallagher. Murphy went in hard, tackled immediately by Will Ferrari. Spilled out somehow, touch play on Sakul. Just a bit like pinball at the moment. Turner, Zust on top now. We'll have a ball up at true centre half forward. So umpire throws aloft. Moore. That could be holding the ball or a throw. Schoenberg He has another touch, goes towards the arc of 25. Fist from Walsh. How does it sit for Murray? Doesn't quite Gallant. Walsh working backwards into danger. Smithson, Wiedemann and Josh Sin just taps it over the line for a minor score.
Smart by Sin there, obviously to avert danger. We did see Gallant come out. We were joking, Tom, whether the Crows were going to hold him over for the main match. Has been the hot form of his first half, kicking the 5 majors. But, Paul, they look like they've brought a little bit more intensity at the moment. The contest is up, but Crows, Schoenberg picking up where he left off with that last inside 50 kick.
Walsh goes deep towards half back, but it's going to be intercepted by the Crows and Strawn. Too good for Vicentini on that occasion. A little bit unsure where to go. We'll just bang it towards 30 from home, towards the outer side, through the hands of Lockie Gallant. Burgess collects as Marshall accompanies Sam Berry. Gets around one, doesn't quite get around the second. Off towards Burgess, handballs to Smithson, and the Crows have a goal. Well, it just seems pretty simple for the Crows. They kick yet another goal. They skip out to 12-5-77. Port are 3-8-26. And Smithson kicks his first goal. It's 8-2 for the year now.
Very nice finish there by Smithson. Tom saw him 2 weeks ago at the Bay. He kicked 3 in what ended up being a rout of the Crows, but he was crafty forward. He managed to make the most of some opportunities there, and you just see him there bob up again today. Chris Burgess is the one with the assist, feeds it to him, but the Crows again just look excellent, don't they? Hunting, really putting some pressure on the footy. Driving forward, Berry there, he was the one who gave to Burgess, gets it to Smithson, and the Crows bang the first major on for the 3rd term. Not what Paul would have wanted at all. They need a response here in the middle. Bounce
down. Storm Vicentini probably got the better of that. You wouldn't believe who it is. Handball's up now, Dowling with Schoenberg. Back towards Hamill. Onto his preferred left boot. Goes towards the outer side where a simple mark is taken. The Crows can work it quickly. On the outer side, Smithson and Wiedemann holding on to each other. Play on was the call, and the Crows will take an intercept mark and go quickly again. Murphy kicks towards the Murray direction, but Cleary intercepted well. Just sat in the hole. It's called to play on. Zust at true centre-half back for Port Adelaide. It's called to play on and comes towards Walsh. Missed a couple of games through suspension. Out towards Lorenz. They're starting to work a little bit better for each other. Wiedemann can hear the call of Weed. He tries to go up the line towards Roberts. Does he keep it in? He does just. So outstretched, very tall. Having to stretch again was Lorenz. Ryan is able to pick it up now for the Crows. Back towards Madgen. High up and under kick towards broadcast wing. Too much on it. So the Crows were able to intercept. It was intended for Gallant. As Walsh brings it back in. Zust.
Well, get out of jail a bit there, Tom, I reckon. I would have loved to see Kai Roberts 70 out, drive it, get it inside 50. Tried to bite off one in the middle, turned over. Saved by the Madgen kick going out of in the full.
At the back, Vicentini had some company immediately from Bond in towards Tom Anastastopoulos, who's immediately tackled. Tommy Alphabet, as he's known.
Not the easiest name to produce, Tom. You did very well there.
It's not indeed. One down. Crows trying to extract it. Handball comes out now towards Ryan. Rather Schoenberg, I should say. Fend off now from Dowling, who got the handball away. Taylor wheels around. Somehow gets boot. The ball goes up the line in the hole. Marshall. And they're starting to set up a little bit of a wall. Marshall goes short. Dangerous kick. Mark will be taken. So Charleston was pick 52. And the Greater Western Victorian Rebels goes towards 30 from home. Fly. Nothing could be completed. Scully tackles Hamill, who probably didn't grab the footy. They're all circling. No one wants to pick it up. Somehow spills out and we'll have a ball up.
This is a chance now for Port Adelaide. Looking for some of their small prime movers in there. Can they create something from this stoppage here while it's locked inside their forward 50?
Tap down. Crows can clear. Marshall on the half volley does well to collect. Tried to get around Burgess. Was that his prior? Spilled out to Murphy. Holding the ball anyway. So it was his prior. So Gallant will need to take the free kick, is it? Handball's off. Murphy onto the preferred left foot up towards Burgess, who's presented well all day. Will's back onto the right boot, going towards the top of the square, out the back all by himself. Kick a simple goal. And it's O'Leary. So Jay O'Leary out of Broadview kicks his 4th for the year. He's 4 straight. Went to Blackfriars Priory School just down the road in North Adelaide. Bit of football at North Adelaide. Finds himself at the Crows through Jared Mears, who's the one of the football directors or managers. Was a teacher at Blackfriars, so a little connection there for Jay O'Leary. Kicks a goal at Adelaide Oval.
Very nice goal there by O'Leary, but that'd be disappointing for Hamish Hartlett watching that. Obviously the free kick was given, Murphy had it, Gallant had to be the one who takes it, still gets called back and they have time to find Burgess. Burgess goes inside and ends up over the top, out the back to O'Leary. Way too easy a goal there, conceded by Port Adelaide. That's not what they'd want, particularly after the half-time break. They would have had time to dissect that first half, see where they were falling down a little bit. They need some more pressure in the contest, need some more pressure on the footy, more accountability from some of their players.
Well, it's the disposal and the efficiency of it, and no surprise the Crows are 3rd in the comp for disposal efficiency. Port are 9th. That's where it's really breaking down. Berry could have taken his opponent high as the ball just goes forward for Port. Simple mark taken. And they just want to go quickly every single time, the Crows. On this occasion, we'll go backwards to Ryan. Pick 27. Towards the outer side, and Burgess is working hard. Couldn't quite collect on the half volley. Has Tahana up. He just bangs it towards Berry. At the back, nearly takes a strong mark. Spilled through the hands. Turner was his opponent. He probably did as well as he could, considering how well Berry did everything right except take the mark. We have a ball up on the outer side.
It was nicely done by Turner. Berry had him in a compromised position, wasn't able to quite work him under there. Turner does enough to create a stoppage. 60 out from the Crows' goal.
So it's another stoppage.
Just looking to the left of the broadcast, Tom, Crows have got a spare back at the moment. It looks to be Madgen. So I think one of the Port players getting up high, one of their high half forwards getting up into stoppage at the moment.
Have to try something. Spills out Dowling. Squats it over the line, the former Rooster. Pick 43, Billy Dowling. Average of 31 touches in his under-18s year. Kicked 18 goals as well. Only played the 12 games.
He's been really good this year, Dowling. Had quite a week last week at North. I think had the 18 touches, but before that was averaging 31 touches. Had a really prominent start to the season for the Crows midfield.
34 touches and 9 inside 50s against South in round 1. Mentioned not been his best day as Turner. Goes towards Charleston, who just got a fist over the top of Hamill. Ball lace at the back of Scully. Went in hard at the contest, Ryan. Ball lace has been good, Ryan's been good, and they've just corralled and not given the Port Adelaide forwards an opportunity.
Love the way Ball Lace has played so far, Tom. Down back, he's been really assertive with his positioning, aggressive coming up. He's really led Scully to the ball on a number of occasions. He's been dour in that Crows defence, hence the lead that they hold at the moment as well.
Vicentini probably got the better of it. Schoenberg could have been held without it, as Strawn will now have the clearance. Goes up towards half forward, over the head of Cleary, and pretty much everybody else. Walsh, now Wiedemann. Handballs off towards Zust, who kicks around the corner. High up and under kick. Strawn got rid of Vicentini. Couldn't complete in the end. Went in back hard for the second effort. Handball backwards from Chamberlain. Zust now with Berry. Spills out Turner. Zust. Over the top, Charleston. Has Tahana for company. Up towards Roberts, who wheels back inboard. Handball back outside. Running towards 50, closing to 40. Handballs off towards Ferrari. And they just work themselves into too much trouble. Launer. Gallagher, the Irishman. Now with Ferrari over the top, and 1, 2 or even 3 too many there, I reckon, Jack.
Yeah, just some of those fundamentals there. Ferrari just fumbles just at the crucial time, and as a result, they don't get a shot on goal. Port stoppage instead, but they're every chance here as the ball trickles out of bounds deep within, but just highlights how strong the fundamentals need to be at this game when the pressure's up. As you can see, that slight fumble cost them a shot on goal, but with the throw-in now coming, look for some of their small forwards to start getting on the move. Zust in at the stoppage here. can Port create an opportunity?
Twirled back into play. Strawn and Scully doing some ruck work. Strawn got the better of that one. Murphy went in hard. O'Leary just couldn't quite gather that. Lays a good tackle with Berry though. We'll have a ball up just outside the arc of 50. 13-5-83 plays 3-8-26. Tap down Hamill. Off towards Murphy. Schoenberg again. Just have a little bounce. Plenty of time for yourself, son. Into the middle of the ground, Gallagher. Off towards Hamill. Probably won't catch him. Having said that, chasing down well. Running back now with the flight. Couldn't complete the mark with Welsh. She'll probably want that one again. Walsh now. Tackled by Welsh. In hard. Could have been a free kick. Anastasopoulos towards Sin, who has Chamberlain cut off by Imagine. And Tyler Welsh would have swallowed that one up 99 times out of 100. Probably a good time to do it when you're 83-26 up.
Yeah, exactly. I love the follow-up, though, from Tyler Welsh. Dropped the mark, but stayed with it, put enough pressure on and forced a turnover here. Crows now with possession on the wing, looking to go back inside 50 again.
So Imagine towards shallow 50. Gallant went out hard with the fly. Wants a free kick, but I think that was pretty all good from Kyle Marshall. And it's a matter of goals for Port of what they can do. Nick Moore's kicked 36 in his career. Francis Evans 25, Tom Scully 23, Zust 43 and Wiedemann 24. Nobody else above double figures. Tap down. And it's Harry Boyle. Not Harry Boyd, he's not running out there for Adelaide.
He's lost a few centimetres.
He's lost a few centimetres. Harry Boyle, of course, brother of Jay Boyle, who's in the 12. Berry tries to bustle through Moore. Don't get past Nick Moore too often. He's able to extract the footy, handballs off and gets it back in a 1-2 that was somehow legal. Jack Hunneth shaking his head, definitely thinks it might have been a throw or a short pass as they come up the line. Port Adelaide with an opportunity just to bang it towards the arc of 50. Free kick, it'll be downfield. Scully took it anyway. And it's 5-on-3, 5-on-4 in the forward line in favour of Adelaide as Scully just goes lateral into the middle of Adelaide Oval. Cleary, short kick towards the arc of 50. Moore got away from his direct opponent. Handballs off towards Cody Zust, who has a shot from 40. Was affected after he kicked it, but it's going to be out of bounds on the full, rather a last disposal restart. Just bounced on the line. But it's the Crows from the back pocket. They can relieve towards the outer side. Short kick now. Hits up Billy Dowling, who goes lateral towards Oscar Ryan. Happy to slow it down over the head of Schoenberg. He has plenty of space and an option up the line. That option is Harry Boyle. And the sting just gone out of it a little bit. Up the line, no one able to complete. Spills out. Sin. And no real sting in this one at all. Bond. Ryan could have been taken in the back or high and was. So free kick going the way of Oscar Ryan.
A little bit careless there from Lorenz, just getting in his back, but you can just tell Adelaide, as you've called well, Tom, that just taking a little bit of momentum out of this game. Port were coming there, a couple inside 50s, but willing to slow it down, try and find the hit-ups.
And Welsh, brilliant mark, got up high. He bangs it towards the Murray direction. In turn, he gets up high. Brilliant mark. Has a short option. That's travelled 12.5 metres, but it's legal. Murphy onto the left boot. Towards the top of the square. Couldn't be complete on the second or third grab. O'Leary. Or went in with the feet there. Could have been dangerous. Be a ball up. 25 out from goal.
That was excellent by Tom Cleary then. Tom, the kick came in from Murphy. Burgess had the better sit on him, but did enough just to affect a spoil, get the ball to ground, and now Port, as a result, are going to be able to move the ball outside of 50 here.
So they run Chamberlain up towards Charleston. He took the mark, which was a little bit late. Has more short. Charleston wants to switch to grandstand side to Lorenz. Good work there from Adelaide, able to affect the contest. In hard was Wiedemann, but too high. So it'll be a free kick going the way of the Crows. Harry Boyle. Look to hand off. decided against it, up the line towards Welsh, who's working himself nicely into the game now. The young 17-year-old.
All players up in front in the Crows' front half as Welsh drives it inside 50.
Puck forms, fist over the top. Cleary gets some love from Sin and Marshall. Just killed the ball dead.
Welsh, I know he had that one early that he would have loved back, just dropped that mark inside 50 and faded a little bit in the second quarter, but I've loved some of his work, Tom, getting up the ground. He's really nice when he's on the lead. He's got speed to burn. You're not going to catch him. He's had some sticky hands as well at times. He's looked good, the young forward.
191 centimetres, maybe a little bit of growing to do, but he's only 2 centimetres smaller than Burgess. Oh, pickpocketed nicely. Schoenberg couldn't end up running onto it. Walsh drives up the line, and imagine, you said earlier, just sitting back in the hole. He goes quickly towards true centre-half forward. Mark taken by Dowling. So he's almost got it in him, but he'll go the team option. Every player in the attacking half for the Crows is Hamill. Short kick, Schoenberg. And another short kick, and it's good football. Mark taken. Play on quickly, shot from Boyle from 45 metres. Better make that 50. It's a good goal. It's fantastic from Jay Boyle. And the crowd that's come in giving that a very good round of applause. The Crows kick another. It is 14-5-89, Port 3-8-26. And it's Boyle with his first. It is a 63-point margin here at Adelaide Oval.
How nice a finish was that from Jay Boyle, almost nonchalant. End up paying the mark, played on straight away, wheeled onto his right, had a lot of pressure from the Port Adelaide player who was on the mark, but an excellent finish towards that southern end, the Riverbank stand end, and the Crows just put it sort of really got the game into a bit of an arm wrestle, been flying back and forth. Some of their inside 50s have been rebounded out, repelled against, but Boyle there, a bit of individual brilliance, kicks that one from just inside 50. Excellent finish there, and as you mentioned, Tom, now their 14th major for the match so far.
It's 89-26. Could get ugly. We've gone 18 minutes. Strawn wins down Dowling. Moore tackles him over the top towards Chamberlain. Could have been tripped, maybe tripped over his own feet. Burgoyne. As Adelaide go inside forward 50 yet again. Feel like a broken record. Murray at the back. Will kick a crumbing goal, will he? No. Wrong side of the post. Minor score. 14-6-9. He plays 3-8-26. 18.5 minutes gone on SANFL now, and that just sat so fortuitously for him, but made the mistake from 20 metres out on a slide angle. Probably had a little bit more time, Jack.
Yeah, always easier up here when you're watching, but Murray, I probably would have loved to see him try and get the hand over to Welsh there, snapping on the left foot. Never easy, a little bit too much of an angle, but Crows are going to look to go back inside 50 again here.
Harry Boyle to the top of the square. How does it sit? Spills. Welsh nearly run onto it. Kick around the corner from Burgess. Doesn't have the distance. No, somehow stays in. Or was it off the post? No, it does stay in. Port Adelaide will need to work this now. They'll be under some pressure. No, we're just going to confirm. Maybe it has gone out. So the ball did come grandstand side. Oscar Ryan has the ball.
Looked like they're deliberating. It did either look like it's bounced on its end or it might have hit the base of the post, I think. Either way, it's going to be a last touch free kick, and Port Adelaide will be the recipients down here deep inside Adelaide's forward 50.
So Chamberlain has option short. Josh Sin works up towards Finlayson, a long way from home, but he's presenting well. Leano is in the middle. Goes up towards Turner, spilled through his hands. Handball from Leano, goes back inboard. Cheeseman, all by himself at the top of the square. Simple mark taken. Vicentini. They're doing some resting forward. And the first time a bit of space has been created.
It's well done by Vicentini. Tom, I reckon he might even be on the footy at the moment, but I reckon Finlayson coming up the ground, he noticed the opportunity to work hard forward. That's what you have to do, particularly against Strawn. He's such a good ruck. He'll work you around the ground. You need to try and get him the other way. Vicentini able to do that on this occasion. Big chance here to put through a major, to look to put through Port's fourth major for the match.
So Vicentini will put through that fourth major. It is still Adelaide well and truly in front and on top, but it's Port Adelaide's fourth. 14.690, the Crows. The Magpies are 4.832, and Vicentini has his first of the day, and it becomes another goal scorer to Finlayson, who had the first three for them. Quick look down the stats. The possession still 55-45 in favour of the Crows. The inside 50s, the Crows now on top by 4. But the clearances are still pretty much identical. Port actually in front 23-22. So they're able to go toe-to-toe at the moment with Strawn and Murray when he's gone in there through the avenue of Vicentini and Scully when he's gone into the middle to do some ruck work as well as Finlayson. But it's first use of it and then the efficiency of the use.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see Crows as well. It looks like they've changed up a little bit. They're going a little bit slower with some of their ball movement, looking to try and control, take some tempo. They know they've got such an ascendancy in this match so far, looking to really help ice the game out from here.
Zus could have been held without it. Moore wraps up Berry. Dowling, he's working himself into the game a little bit better. Gives the handball to Hana. Working grandstand side. Oh, brilliant football from the Crows. Gallagher, who slipped, but all well to get back up. O'Leary on the AFL logo. He's unsure where to go. From the Broadview Tigers up towards Berry, who got rid of his opponent. But got rid of his opponent illegally. So it's a free kick going the way of Nick Moore, the Magpie skipper. Kicks in the middle of Adelaide Oval. It's a good kick through the hands. That could be late in a free kick. No. Thought it might have been a free kick against Hamill and for Zust. Working it around now. By hand off towards a running teammate. To Hana. Was he taken high? Did he get the handball away? He must have. Lorenz. Handballs backwards to go forwards through Zust. Up towards broadcast wing. Picked up now and just goes quickly up the line from Ferrari. Launer, Charlson, Finlayson has options in the pocket, goes towards the hot spot, fist from behind. Bit of a mismatch there as the tackle's laid in over the top. We'll have a ball up 40 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
Would have loved to see one of Port's forwards there coming at Jeremy Finlayson's foot. Tried to sort of get it over the back. Adelaide defence holds up really well, forces the stoppage.
Bond, handballs off. The Crows are running off half-back, high up the line towards Murray in a 2-on-1. Through the hands of Cleary. Walsh has Vicentini over the top. Murray did well to go in hard at the contest. Smithson seemed happy to take it over and then had a bit of space, but ball was definitely over. Correct call from the umpire. It is a ball in directly in front of the Port interchange bench. Your score currently on SANFL now, afl.com.au, and of course the AFL app is 14.690, the Crows, Port 4.832.
Just looking at that as the clock's getting close to ticking over the 24-minute mark. Can Port try and get one here before the three-quarter time break? Help cut down some of this 58-point lead that the Crows hold at the moment.
Berry, tackled by Moore. Love to see his tackling stats. I feel like he's been doing it as he does all the time. Schoenberg over the top. Circling, spills out. Berry, able to collect it. Another one for Moore. Handballs off towards Schoenberg. They're running the Crows towards Boyle, who's tackled by Lorenz and now tackled by Wiedemann. Him breaking the Lorenz tackle was his prior. And Wiedemann helps him up, actually.
Nick Moore, he has been everywhere in the contest at the moment, leading all comers on the ground. He's had 16 tackles to go with 13 disposals as well, doing as the captain does most weeks.
Well, his double is averaging a little over 8. Up the line, Scully could have been pushed out of it. Fist over the top from Strawn. Schoenberg could have been taken high by Zust and was. So he'll have a free kick about 85 from goal. Handball over the top to Sam Berry. Short little kick towards the arc of 50. Too much on it. Spills out the back. Who can be first on the scene? Port Adelaide trying to work it out. Murphy, he's a left foot, he's on the wrong side. Wiedemann's got to be careful. Probably did well. I saw that going a different way. The ball up just inside the boundary line. Strawn up against Vicentini. Strawn tapping down. Oh, I thought the handball was going to come out to Berry, but didn't. It's a ball up. Walsh did well to just stop the handball coming from Murray, otherwise Berry was away and it would have been another goal for the Crows. Strawn, Vicentini. Burgoyne. Not 15's a cool punch from Strawn. Off towards the Irishman Gallagher. Smithson taps it back towards Gallagher. Burgess around the corner. Burgess, oh, I thought it had more trajectory on it. Didn't. Punched out for a boundary throw-in. Looked straight out of the binoculars, but just didn't quite have the distance, Jack.
From our position up here, it looked like it was on line, but just didn't have the depth on the kick. But that was really smart by Smithson. Knew he was going to be tackled immediately. Pumped it back in, and Burgess just not quite able to get enough on it. But the Crows here, stoppage deep within their forward half, very capable to score from here.
Tap down, Berry. Can he get around Walsh? Handballs backwards towards Strawn. Has Burgoyne. And well done from young Kai Burgoyne. He'll get a free kick for this because it's a last disposal restart. Probably should have been his kick to actually take, but Will Lorenz will. Sure, bigger and better things to come for Kai Burgoyne, but I'd take a free kick for all that that's worth.
He'll learn that in the future, I reckon, Tom, as he plays a few more.
Got to get the stats up as Lorenz towards Walsh, and now Cleary. 30 from his defensive goal. Has more leading into some space, but it's 27 minutes gone here. As Port work it towards the outer side. Handball inboard now to Launer. Gets around Ryan, runs his full measure, and that's a brilliant kick. Hits up Cheeseman, off towards Finlayson. He's a left footer, has two bounces, has a third, closes in towards 30. Handballs over the top unselfishly. Probably should have the shot, but Tom Scully wheels around and kicks his first of the day. It's a goal to Tom Scully, the former blood. But Finlayson did all the hard work. Would have been on the highlight reel for sure if he finished it through, but unselfish from Jeremy Finlayson, who's had 10 goals in his 3 SANFL games, but off to Tom Scully.
It was very nicely done by Finlayson. Got the ball inside and just took the game on. A couple of bounces, as you said, could have almost steadied up from 40 out. Kept running. I thought the handball was a bit behind Scully, but he did well to get it. Turn around and snap truly on his right.
All 203 centimetres of Tom Scully with his 24th SANFL goal in as many matches. Not quite as good as his under-18 record. 50 goals in 14 games, including 3 bags of 7. Back in 2022, was tied with Chad Reschke for most goals, who's now playing his football with Sturt as a Sturt junior. Back into the middle. Vicentini. Strawn clears. Goes towards 40 from home. Burgess went through his hands. Ferrari. Up towards Chamberlain. Now Wiedemann. At half-back as the siren sounds. It is 3/4 time here on SANFL now. Host plus SANFL League action. It is a SANFL showdown. 14-6-90 the Crows, 5-8-38 the Magpies. Goal kickers, Gallant with 5, Burgess 3. Singles to Boyle, Edwards, O'Leary, Schoenberg, Smithson and Strawn, while for Port Adelaide, Finlayson has 3. Scully and Vicentini with 1 apiece in that.
See if they can't wrestle a little bit more momentum from the Crows, who seem to have had the ascendancy all throughout the 3 quarters so far in this match.
Well, it was 3 goals 2 to 2 goals straight in that quarter. So Port doing something. Siren sounds to the last quarter as the fans start to file in here at Adelaide Oval. Bounce down. Strawn winning down. Dowling. Now Vicentini will go forward for the Magpies. Towards Scully, who just got a hand on it. Finlayson over the top with a tackle. And we'll have a ball up 30 metres out from Port Adelaide's goal. Umpire throws aloft. Strawn up against Finlayson this time. Through the hands of Dowling. He'll get it now from Jay Boyle. Umpire got in the way there. Zust towards Chamberlain. Short kick in towards Scully. Goes over his head. Anastasopoulos tries to keep it in. It's touched out for a boundary throw-in. Right next to the behind post. We've travelled 45 seconds in this last term.
It was good by Dowling then, because I reckon if he loaded up then with a kick, he was going to collect that umpire who was in his way. So avoided catastrophe there, but Port here with the stoppage deep in their forward 50 and a chance to score.
Well, both rucks holding onto each other. Which way is it going? Adelaide. So Strawn. It's a free kick, infringed upon by Finlayson. Strawn towards the outer side. Murphy couldn't quite complete. Spilled out now to Jay Boyle, who goes high up the line. Fly, brilliant Toby Murray. And stagnant now for the Crows. Comes short. So Crows will work it through Borlace now. At true centre half back, up towards the half back flank. And Hamill, he'll run onto the left boot. Good luck catching him. Good little Shepherd put in there as well. Roberts now runs towards him as Hamill goes towards half forward. Fist over the top. Burgess couldn't complete the mark. Good work from Cleary, who we've seen at times actually on the wing, as I feel like the lights have just gone up a little setting. We've got a bit brighter here.
It was getting quite dark there, wasn't it, Tom? And now just had a bit of light that's come to life, which is good, but just there, a little bit of the difference between the two teams. Adelaide, slow ball movement, but then move it and shift it, and then you see Hamill take the game on, gets it down the line. Well done to Port, though. Create a stoppage out here on the wing.
From that stoppage, handball over the top. It'll be free kick Port Adelaide. Last disposal restart, going the way of Aiden Turner. And you can see here, Jack, the first option is always wanting to be short. Called to play on, backwards, kick around the corner, goes up towards what is centre wing, and Scully coming into it a little bit more after his goal in the third quarter. Takes a good overhead mark. Vicentini and Strawn were sort of wrestling with each other, though. Up towards that direction, Strawn back with the flight. Vicentini nowhere in that contest. Didn't even know it was coming. 25-metre penalty as well, and Strawn will come up towards almost centre wing. So Kieran Strawn, Adelaide ruckman, has Riley O'Brien to contend with at the next level. Has had a few chances, but probably not too many prolonged. Billy Dowling called to play on. He usually uses well that occasion just in front of O'Leary as Cleary picks up, handballs towards the outer side, and even still here, wherever it goes, it's still plenty of Adelaide jumpers, but able to run freely down the outer side of Adelaide Oval. The Magpies can go towards shallow 50. Hamill. Brilliant work. Read that better than anybody else. And it's going to be 25 again, so whether it's stepping over the mark or discipline.
It looks like Finlayson the second time there, but wasn't that brilliant by Will Hamill coming off his direct opponent? Chamberlain had taken down the wing, 2-3 bounces, but just does enough there to cut it off and intercept another Port Adelaide attacking movement. Adelaide defence have just done that so well today. They've just really stemmed any flow that Port's had trying to go forward with the footy.
Going forward now, the Crows through a couple of pairs of hands. Spills out the back. Wiedemann over the top towards Chamberlain. But Murray's first there for the Crows. Able to wheel around 1 and 2 on the non-preferred. Through the hands of Wiedemann, and now a kick high up and under. Marshall's first on it. Gallant could have infringed upon him, and it'll spill over the line.
I've really liked Marshall's second half so far. He's got a little bit of a limp up now, but he's really quelled Gallant's influence. Gallant hasn't really seen much of it since the half-time break. He was arguably best on ground with Schoenberg in that first half, 5 goals, but hasn't been able to add to that major tally at the moment. He's been quelled nicely by Marshall in this second half.
Vicentini just fists it down. Schoenberg in hard. Anastasopoulos was knocked over. Billy Dowling. Mentioned starting to see a bit more of the footy. Jay Boyle wheels around, going towards 30 from home. Sitting in the hole was Wiedemann. Takes a simple intercept mark in the end. Here the call of Weed as it goes towards centre half back. Moore. Oh, you want that one again. Taylor probably held without the footy. Umpire says play on. Vicentini picks it up. Strawn tackles him. Ball hits the deck. Could have been holding the ball. Murphy now Dowling. Extracts it out towards Ryan. Back towards Jay O'Leary. Going towards the arc of 50, and Burgess goes out and takes a brilliant mark. Burgess quickly towards 20 from home. Probably could have went back and had a shot, the big man. Zust. Marshall. Moore. Too much for him. Around 1 and 2. Having a shot from 50. Back with the fly. Murray. Couldn't complete a mark either. Trickles through for a minor score.
Crows just building a little bit of pressure there. Burgess looking for Gallant on the lead once again. Marshall did well. The kick probably didn't help him enough either, but finding here is Port. Flirt with danger coming out of their back half now. Yeah,
flirting with danger indeed. The kick was away from Tom Cleary. Whistle's gone and a bit of afters, but we'll throw the ball up. Ball up, 40 from home. Sin and Moore wrap up their opponent, but it's too high. Free kick going the way of the Crows. And Josh Smithson will be the beneficiary.
Touched on before in that third term when Smithson got on the end. Kicked that major. He's quite crafty. Up forward down. Just smart enough. Lowered his body weight. Got himself down. Won himself a high free kick here. And it's going to challenge him obviously into the fourth term now. Fatigue will have no doubt set in for all players on the ground. But Smithson very capable from here. He'll kick from right on the paint.
Smithson 8-2 this year. Averaging 9 touches, 2 marks a game. Will kick from just inside the paint at 50. Tell you what, Jack, that looks pretty good. It's a goal to the Crows. It's another one. They go to 15-7-97 and Porter 5-8-38. And who supports community footy in SA? Amy does, and Josh Smithson with his second major of the day.
Coming to the bench now for a well-deserved break there, Smithson. What an excellent finish. You could tell as soon as he kicked it, knew that it was going straight through the big sticks. He's done well there. He's made the most. Hasn't had heaps of the footy, but he's made the most of some opportunity when it's been down there. And once again, the Crows just inflict more pain on Port at the moment. Moore and Sin, the ones who infringed, gave away the free. They've both been really good today, I reckon, for Port. Moore, as we said, he's tackling power. Where Sin, he's had 25 touches. He's had a lot of it, but as we said, probably the theme for Port Adelaide so far in this match, that too much has been left to too few, and Adelaide have just really capitalised on that throughout this game.
Nick Moore up to 17 tackles. Tommy Anastasiopoulos, he's had 8, as has Cody Zust and Aidan Turner. Sam Berry's had the most for the Crows with 7. There's a bounce not recalled. Spills out to grandstand side. Schoenberg on top. It'll be a ball up. You've got the SANFL now 3-2-1. Jack Hanneth, and we're having a chat at half-time what it might be as Finlayson clears. Up towards half-forward. Tahana was good just to get a hand on it. Picked up now by the Magpies. So go in towards Cheeseman. Ferrari, too much for him. Back towards Harry Boyle. And Lorenz and Hugh Ferrari wrap up their opponent, and we'll have a ball up just inside the painted boundary line here at Adelaide Oval. SANFL showdown, host plus SANFL League action, nothing beats it. Strawn tap down, handball now comes out to Finlayson, who balks one, has a shot from 55, it curls back. At the back is Roberts, but at the back even further was the Crow skipper Madgen, who clears towards the outer side, and the Crows, as quickly as the ball comes in, throw Leary and now Boyle are away.
Yeah, a little bit disappointing from Roberts there. He'd love that time again. Got a creative contest, can't let Madgen just mark as easy as what he did. Back
to O'Leary, inboard towards Edwards. Has Murphy, we'll use him now, he's a left footer, so he's on the correct side to punch this long. It'll be downfield free kick as well. So, bit of ill discipline. Free kick on the arc at 50 going the way of the Irishman Gallagher. 3-5 on the year for today. He has a shot, wheels around from 50, going towards the top of the square. Punch came in. Who's front and centre? Sam Berry. Could have been taken high, got around 1. Didn't get around Nick Moore. That's holding the ball. And that's tackle number 18. And there's a few holding the balls in there from Nick Moore.
Sensational by Moore. Such a strong, physical, contested player. Berry was able to shrug the first one. He was never going to be able to shrug Moore, though, very well. He's led from the front today, the Port skipper. He certainly hasn't had his colours lowered out here in the showdown.
Finlayson out towards Roberts, who couldn't complete it on the second time of asking. Now they've got chances. Anastasopoulos over the top has Charleston running into an open goal. Takes the mark, plays on. Goal to Charleston. And a couple of the draftees combining. Pick 49, Anastasopoulos, and pick 52, Charleston. It's a goal.
Once again, all on the back of the Port Adelaide skipper, Nick Moore. Did enough. Berry obviously looking to have a shot inside 50. Pressured in Berry, I see as well, coming from the ground. The hands of the trainers might have been hurt in that tackle, but Nick Moore was the one who created that turnover. Then a nice link up, like you said, Tom, from a couple of young players. Charleston gets the one over the top, finishes it off. And as we said, he's able to kick Port 6 so far for the game. But obviously, Crows just still holding a big ascendancy in this match, looking to probably break the 100-point barrier as well if they can in this fourth term.
15-7-97, plays 6-8-44. It's a 53-point margin. Highest it got out to was 64 points at the 18.5-minute mark of the third quarter, and then I thought it might have get to possibly 100, but Port have been able to stop the Crows, and even the Crows themselves just a little bit more reserved. as it'll be a free kick going the way of Port. It's Cody Zust. Handball's off. Left boot goes inside forward 50. Couldn't complete the mark. Spills out to Hana. Lurking. Finlayson. Could have been held without it. Goes to his opposite, number 11 now in Edwards. Handball from Turner towards Charleston, and he kicks two in a matter of minutes. So Port are able to break the half century now. Up to the 50 points. It is 15-7-97 Adelaide to 7-8-50. It is a 47-point margin. Charleston becomes a multiple goal kicker for the Magpies. He has two.
There hasn't been heaps to like for Port Adelaide today, but very nice moment here in this last term for Lachie Charleston. Really nice. Got on the end of the first one, but there was a great snap from about 40 out. Did well to get his second major for the game and give a young player some confidence. He'd kicked the two behinds in the first term. Able to capitalise, though, now with two majors in the fourth and only a couple minutes apart as well. Giving Port just a little bit of momentum. They've really quelled some of Adelaide's influence in this second half. They've probably got the game back on an even ledger. Always going to be hard and uphill battle from there, but they've done well, Port, in this second half.
He's got 6 SANFL goals now. Zust able to just almost tap it to himself. We'll just kick it out of mid-air. Ryan came back with the flight. Mark will be taken on the arc of 50, though. Finlayson probably got this in him. Usually a very good kick for goal, Jeremy Finlayson. He wheels around, will kick from 53. Has definitely got the distance. Just doesn't have the accuracy on this occasion. It is a minor score. Port Adelaide are now at 7-9-51, trailing the Crows 15-7-97. It's a 46-point margin. Ball's already up to half-back. Up the line now, jumping high, Burgess. Handballs off towards Schoenberg. Going towards the arc of 50. Roberts was back with the flight, but a mark will be taken nonetheless by Wiedemann. So Wiedemann at half-back. Had Clury, ignored, went to Sin. Kick up the line to Anastasopoulos. Handballs off and Port trying a bit more of a running game. Clury into the middle of the ground. Finlayson. Short little kick, but it was good. Magpies now to Lorenz. At half forward, has a shot from 50, all by himself, top of the square. Could he complete the mark? No. Trickles through. And Port with a golden opportunity. Couldn't complete it in the end.
Oliver Cheeseman, he'd love that moment back there. Port going for their third in a row. Had it, and then Ryan just came across and just did enough to spoil it. Win it over. Get the rush behind for the Crows, but Adelaide looking a little bit shaky here in the fourth term. Port starting to get a little bit of ascendancy, starting to get some inside 50s. Finlayson's been really good in this fourth term, generating some of the play, getting in their forward half. They're really mounting some pressure, getting the game, back on an even ledger.
So Lachie Murphy on the outer side. Inboard, kick almost too much on it. The mark will be taken still to Hana. And the Crows just working it by foot and not giving Port Adelaide a chance to get anywhere close to them. Short kick inboard. As soon as I say that, Port now able to pick up the footy after a bad kick. The Magpies go towards the arc of 50. Walsh, Lorenz got around one, couldn't quite get around two, intended for more. Just kind of got rid of his direct opponent. That's tackled, that could be hanging on. It is. Free kick going the way of the Crows. They'll play on advantage towards Oscar Ryan, who in turn goes grandstand side. Schoenberg has some company immediately. Somehow almost works his way out of it. Clury, Anastasopoulos, inboard. Clury again. Handballs up towards Charleston, who has Gallagher for company. Could have been held without it as well. In hard was Moore. Holding the ball's the call. Free kick going the way of Port Adelaide. Nick Moore, the skipper, with 15 and a half gone. Has Lorenz lurking towards the arc of 50. Option, 40 from home. Couldn't quite get it. Comes out now. Kick around the corner. Finlayson, does it have the distance? Not quite. It's going to be punched through and eventually kicked through for a minor score. It's back down to 44 points now on SANFL now, afl.com.au and the AFL app. 15-7-97 and plays 7-11-53.
Finlayson a left footer there, but It was always going to be a tough angle. Could have nearly gone top of the square. But still, Port mounting the pressure at the moment. Plenty of inside 50s, all the play in their half this term.
Went through the hands of Murray. Gallant was there as well. Not a name we've called for a while. We mentioned Marshall probably having a little bit better than him. O'Leary could have been held without it by Moore. Umpire said no, play on. Just trickles out, now comes towards grandstand side. Anastasopoulos couldn't complete the mark. Finlayson in hard. No one really wanting to do anything. Anastasopoulos, handballs off, might get it back in the 1-2, is wrapped up now. Could be holding the ball, won't be. O'Leary laid the tackle.
Much better play from Port Adelaide. Hamish Hartley would love what he's seeing. A little too late at the moment, but they're really building the pressure. Their contest has gone up, Port.
Finlayson and Moore, who had the ball stripped away from him. Dowling wrapped up in a tackle. We'll have another ball up.
They just look more desperate at the moment. I know the game out of reach now. Crows look like they've almost put the cue in the rack to some extent, but Port still hungry, still getting there for the contest.
Leona, kick around the corner. Could have been held without it, was Moore. He'll get the free kick this time. So free kick, Nick Moore has an opportunity to hit the scoreboard. Miley's going back to have a shot from 40 metres out, about a 50-degree angle. We do have the 3-2-1 to think about. We've got to wrap up pretty quickly after the game's finished here. And probably give you another 6 or so minutes to have a think about that one. Lockie Gallant's had five goals. Burgess had 3 goals. Josh Sins worked his way to 28 touches. Schoenberg has 27. Billy Dowling's got up to 24 after being at 11 at half-time, and Nick Moore puts it to the wrong side of the post. A minor score. And they're sort of trading in behinds at the moment. Last 4 scoring shots are behinds. 15-7-97 to 7-12-54 as Ryan brings it up towards half-back. Fly. Marshall couldn't complete. I think held without the footy there will be the Crows in Berry. As Dowling, close to us here, will ignore and just go a bit longer towards Murray. One that's worked hard all day as well without hitting the board. Back towards Oscar Ryan.
Just looking to take the sting out of this game. Crows, it's been evident in the second half. Happy to sort of move the ball around, chip it. Look to just control it, make Port defend for a period of time. Good idea as well as Hamill, though, risky kick, nearly turns it over.
So in the middle of the ground, Madgen. Wasn't Hamill's best kick. He'll go over the top with a handball. Gallagher. Up towards Welsh. Good overhead mark from the young 17-year-old from the Eagles. Towards the pocket, quickly to Burgess. And just had a little bit too much, and it wasn't touched in the end. Out of bounds on the full. Promising signs from Tyler Welsh, so Crows fans will be excited about that. Possible father-son next year, probably all but definite. Up towards half back for the Magpies. Moore, Zust, working it through hands, now towards the outer, up towards Scully, who takes the mark on the logo on the outer side wing. Working it through hands, almost worked themselves into trouble. Kick towards Anastasopoulos, who takes the mark 40 metres out on a 45-degree angle.
It was well done in the end by Port Adelaide. They thought their way through that. Some really nice movement up along the wing, finding some targets, getting a little bit of overlap run. A chance here now for a shot on goal. I've said it before, but would have loved to see some of what they're bringing here in the 4th term in the first half. They look slow, they look sluggish early in this game. They've brought a real burst of energy to life in this 4th term especially. Their contest has gone up. They look like a completely different side. 2-2
on the year. That one might not even score. It does just. A minor to Tom Anastasopoulos. Young man from Geelong in the Talent League over in Victoria, one of the Geelong Falcons as they're known. It's a minor score. 15-7-97 plays at 7-13-55 as the ball's brought up to this broadcast wing. Whistle's gone, free kick in the back, Adelaide, so Murray. Kyle Marshall didn't look too pleased on the mark. Goes in towards Schoenberg, who couldn't complete. We'll get it almost back on the second time of our asking. Roberts did well, finds its way back out to the point kicker from just before Anastasopoulos, but it'll be a free kick going the way of Berry, who's now called to play on. But even when they're called to play on, They have plenty of time. Murray will get the free kick for too high. So even when they work themselves into trouble, they're able to work out of it or get a free kick.
Just looking, it's 23-20, the free kick count. But it feels like Port, they've just given away some clumsy ones today. A few in the backs, a few too highs. As Vicentini takes a really nice contested mark here on the wing.
Went up to Lorenz, who went inboard, but the Crows, plenty of numbers, time, space. Who's going to run onto this one? The Irishman, Gallagher. How does it sit for him? Gallagher runs into an open goal and puts a full stop on the game here at Adelaide Oval. The Crows will level the ledger, 10 apiece in SANFL showdowns. Gallagher makes no mistake, and it's just another simple error. We mentioned the efficiency all day from Port Adelaide to the Crows. Adelaide now can raise the bat in the helmet in the middle of Adelaide Oval with a goal to the Cathedral end, 16-7, 103. Port 7-13, 55. We're 22 minutes gone, so might think we can get you 3-2-1 now. What do you reckon, Jack?
Yes, I've been having a think about it as well, Tom, throughout the game. I reckon there's been just a couple notables. I really like Borlace's game down back. I reckon he's been quite strong. Sin's had a nice game as well. Finlayson, he's had the 21 touches, kicked the 3 majors as well, but the SANFL now 3-2-1. My one vote, I'm going to go with Lockie Gallant. I know he's dropped out of the game in this second half, but when it was on the line and there to be 1, he kicked the 5 in the first half. He really set the tone for the match. My 2 votes goes to the Port skipper. He's been enormous today in what's been a losing side. He's very one of few that's really carried himself with aplomb. 18 disposals, 19 tackles as well. For my 3 votes today, best player so far, I have Harry Schoenberg at the Crows, just particularly in the first half when the game was there to be won. 27 touches, 15 kicks, 12 handballs, 8 marks. Kicked a major as well. He was super.
Finlayson receives, has a shot at goal, gets his 4th, and just in time for Jack to get through the 3-2-1. Finlayson makes no mistake from there. Gets Port Adelaide's 8th of the day, 8-13-61. He's kicked half of them himself with 4. The Crows 16-7, 103. It's still a 42-point margin. After that goal from Finlayson, we have gone 23.5 minutes on SANFL now. And just repeating, Harry Schoenberg 3, Nick Moore 2, Lockie Gallant 1 for the SANFL now Player of the Year from Jack Hanneth.
As Finlayson just puts me under the pump as he kicks his 4th, Tom. He's had a sensational game. He's had the 22 touches. He's really been a lone hand up forward. Finlayson probably a little bit stiff, maybe regretting one of my votes. But no, I think, like I said, particularly in the first half, I think when the game was really on the line and there to be won, some really strong players for the Crows in particular. Nick Moore from Port, he's played a captain's game for them. His tackling, his contest work has been exceptional, like most weeks, what he delivers.
Another stoppage, broadcast side of the centre circle. Vicentini through a couple of pairs of hands. Back right into the middle of the ground now. Boyle is wrapped up by Nick Moore, Lorenz and Kai Burgoyne. Sure he will have enjoyed this experience, young Kai Burgoyne. Port trying to clear, but Adelaide, as they've done all day, just able to intercept and go inside forward 50 on the half volley. As Port work up broadcast wing, and Finlayson with a good mark, wheels onto the left boot, gets around Murphy, going towards the top of the arc of 50, I should say, spills back towards that 50-metre arc, handball off towards Zust. He has a shot from 50. Does it curl back enough, or does it curl back too much? It does the latter. Minor score, and Cody Zust, a known goal kicker, been playing through the midfield a bit more for the Magpies this year. Had an opportunity to kick a goal for his personal tally, would have had no effect on the match. 16-7, 103, 8-14, 62. It's 23 scoring shots to 22, is that? If my maths is good enough. As a mark will be taken by Vicentini as an option towards true centre half forward. Mark taken. Nick Moore done a couple of good things since Mick gave him the 2 votes as well. Finlayson, if he kicks 5, you might have a bit of strife, Jack. Ball spills out towards Hamill. Onto the left boot, up the line. Murray goes across, takes it on the second time of asking. Quickly up the line. Too much on it for Welsh, who went back with the flight, and Kai Roberts read it better than anybody else and takes a good mark in those bright pink boots he has on.
Very nice mark there by Roberts, just like his direct opponent Welsh under the footy. Like I said, a number of times Port have really shown up in this last turn. They played some good footy Finlayson in particular, he must have heard me give those votes earlier. He's been sensational in this last term as well, but a lot better performance from them, but a little bit too little too late in the context of this match.
Anastasopoulos in the middle of Adelaide Oval. Gets around his direct opponent and going towards the outer side. Lorenz. Kick towards Anastasopoulos, who worked hard, and he adds the ball 53 metres out from goal. We saw last time, couldn't quite make the distance from 45, so won't have it in him. Towards the top of the square, through the hands. Vicentini barges through. How did he get rid of it? Fairly, says the umpire. Zust. Back towards Ferrari. Up towards Scully, who takes the mark. Was a touch play on? Was, so touched is the call from the umpire as he comes in. Didn't hear it through the effects mic, but all the players knew. Strawn and Finlayson. Strawn tapped down. Ryan. Finlayson later tackle. Moore. Dowling. Handballs off towards Berry, who just boots the ball away. Marshall went across the front of the pack. Kick now towards 40 from home. Spills out Handball. Tried to work it out to Turner. As Berry gets the last kick of the game, the siren sound. So just confirming 3-2-1. Schoenberg with 3. Moore with 2. And Gallant with 1 for the SANFL now Player of the Year. We do have to wrap up quickly. Adelaide 16-7, 103. Port 8-14, 62. Goal kickers Gallant 5, Burgess 3, Smithson 2, Boyle, Edwards, Gallagher, O'Leary, Schoenberg and Strawn with singles, while for Port, goal kickers Finlayson had 4, Charlson 2, singles to Scully and Vicentini.